Tamal, welcome to the Business Standard Banking Show. This week in your column, you've talked about the M&M RBL Bank saga. Now, we all know what happened in July, but M&M seems to have had a lot of flip-flop in the whole tryst with banking sector, I'd say. Can you take us through what has happened and what has led up to its stake in RBL?
Yeah, I mean, you described it well, the flip-flop. You see, it's a very, M&M has a very checkered history in this space. Now, go back to 2013, when Reserve Bank of India last time opened up for Universal Bank, Bandhan and IDFC, these are the two, they got it. Now, there were, I would not name, there are corporate entities which had applied for. There are at least one corporate entity which had applied for but withdrew, and M&M did not apply for it. And the day it was, it came in the market that M&M was not applying for it for a banking license, and the stock actually tanked. That's 2013. Now you look at this, what happened? There was speculation that M&M is buying from the market, and then they issued a stock market release saying that, yes, indeed, we have picked up a stake and we were planning to push it as much as 9.9%. Because up to 10%, with RBI permission, one can have it. Here, the stock reversed. I mean, because it was going for eyeing a stake in a bank, and this, even at the current rate, M&M is the third largest stakeholder in RBL Bank. The stock behaved in a different way. Stock again went down. So last 2013, stock went down because M&M was not in the banking space, not willing to be. This time, M&M want to be in the banking space. The stock went down. I think in the entire saga, which is a gainer kind of in terms of confidence of investor, is RBL Bank.
So how is it looking for RBL Bank now?
Yeah, that's, if you look at this, he has explained why RBL Bank. It's a good management, it's doing well, it's pretty low price earning ratio, so on and so forth. So it's an ideal choice. In fact, if you see, RBL Bank had gone through a pretty bad patch, and Reserve Bank of, in fact, there was a time when almost there was a run on the RBL Bank, and the RBI had to step in with a release saying that, look, everything is fine with the RBL Bank. Now, this is very, very rare. RBI talking about a particular bank's health in the public domain, it doesn't happen very often. Post Lehman, it did speak about very large private bank, and this is the second time, more than, I think, about 15 years later, close to 15 years later, RBI came out once again and said it. But it was not a case of yes bank. It was not a case of massive bad loans, etc., etc. It's essentially, it was not crumbling. It was not a stretcher case, but there are a problem. The problem of huge unsecured loan, a problem of depending on the bulk deposits, etc., etc. And of course, which is not probably in public domain, I understand the Reserve Bank of India found out that there are too many loans, not of big size, but turning bad and got written off within a year of sanctioning the loan. So something was wrong, something was not right, and probably governance also was under the RBI scanner. So what did RBI do? RBI refused yet another term to the past CEO, and RBI also put its own independent director on the boards. So these two things happen. M&M has a solid, banking correspondent arm, but till recently they were working at silos. Like banking correspondent arm was sourcing loan, and M&M and RBL was branches was for focusing on credit. Now the synergy is being exploited, and finally, I think the issues of governance is being addressed in a very, very clinical way. So I would like to believe that it's out of the woods. We need to wait and watch, but the worst is behind the back.
That's good news for RBL then. I also want to get your thoughts on RBI allowing scheduled commercial banks to issue credit lines through UPI. So it's clearly a move to expand the whole coverage of UPI payment system and the scope of UPI payment system. How do you see this panning out?
This is, I think, on the expected line. If you see the way UPI, I may sound boastful, but this is the this is the best in the payment space globally. We can claim, India can claim that what we have done in UPI in the payment space, I think even developed markets cannot come close to it. So it's a wonderful that has happened. And you see that every month the growth of UPI transaction. And we were thinking of, I think by 2025, if I'm not mistaken, 90% of all the retail transactions will be through UPI. So at the first step, it also linked the RuPay card with UPI. It's already done. And now it's a logical second step is this, it has to be also credit linked. And of course, there are checks and balances the Bank of India has done that you need to have a wonderful policy, and you cannot push down credit to the customer's throat. Here, the customer has to have consent and all sorts of things. So these are all technicalities. These are all kind of checks and balances RBI has put. But what has happened is exactly the way it should have done. And as I said, UPI rocks.
Yes, absolutely. UPI rocks. And as you rightly said, even developed markets do not have a product that can match our UPI. Very well said. Thank you so much, Tamal, for all the insights into the M&M RBL Bank saga as well. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.